Hello and welcome back. This is another 8th grade math video, and in this video, we're going to focus on writing exponents. Okay, so let's first review what an exponent is before we start writing them. So an exponent is where you have a regular sized number and a small number up in the corner. The regular sized number is called the base, and the smaller number in the right corner is called the exponent or the exponential number. So I'll go ahead and put that here. Now, every exponent actually represents a multiplication expression. What it shows is the number of times the base is being multiplied by itself. So if this little number up here is 3, that means that something is multiplied by itself 3 times. So we're going to have 3 numbers that we're multiplying. The number that goes in that blank, or the number we're multiplying, is the base number. So let's say that that is 4. That means 4 to the third power is 4 times 4 times 4. That's how we would write that. So in order to then evaluate the exponent, we would take 4 times 4, which is 16, and then multiply that by 4, which ends up being 64. So that's kind of the background and review on exponents. We have the base, we have the exponent or the exponential number, and all of them can be rewritten as multiplication expressions. So what we're doing today is we're taking multiplication expressions and we're rewriting them as exponents. Okay, so as you know, we're going to have a regular size base number and a small exponential number up there. So in this expression, we have 2 numbers being multiplied by themselves, by each other. So that means we're going to put a 2 here. Then the number that's getting multiplied is the 15, or that's going to be the base. So 15 times 15 is the same as 15 to the second power. This can also be called a special name. So the second power and the third power have special names. The second power can also be called squared, and the third power can also be called cubed. So another way that you can read this exponent is you could say 15 to the second power, or you could say 15 squared. Okay, here's the next example we're going to do. We're going to write this expression using exponents. So that means 5 times 5 times 78 times 78 times 78. So we want to break those down into the 2 different bases that we see. We see 5 and then we see 78. So we're going to have a base of 5 and a base of 78 in our expression. So I see 2 5s being multiplied by each other. So that's 5 to the second power. And I see 3 78s. So that's 78 to the third power. Then to finish, I would just put a times in between because they are being multiplied. So to rewrite this expression using exponents, I would say 5 to the second power, or 5 squared, times 78 to the third power, or 78 cubed. Okay, here's our next example. We're going to rewrite this expression using exponents. So I'm going to start by kind of circling all the bases I see. I see a 53, I see 2 6s, a U, an 85, and 2 more 6s. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a line between those so I know that those go together. So 53 is not being multiplied by anything. So we're going to say that's to the first power. There's only 153 there. Now the 6, I counted 4 total because there's 2 in the first circle and 2 in the second. So that's 6 to the 4th power. And if you want, you can cross these off as you go. So I'm going to go ahead and cross this one off, this one off, and this one off. That way I know it's all been taken care of. I see a U, but I only see one of those. So I'm going to say that's to the first power times, and then I see an 85, and that is the only one there. So I'm going to say to the first power. So rewriting this using exponents would be 53 to the first power times 6 to the fourth times U to the first times 85 to the first. Now with the first power, you don't have to write the first power, but since it said using exponents, that's why we did it. And you can also put this in any order that you want. The rule of multiplication is you can switch up the order of the numbers and you'll still get the same answer. So if you wanted to rewrite, or you happen to rewrite this in a different order, that's totally fine. Okay, here's our next one. We're going to write the expression using exponents. So I'm going to go ahead and circle all the bases that I see. I see 21, I see 47, and I see a Q. So I see two 21s. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's 21 to the first power times, and then I can cross it off if I want to. I see 47 and I see two of those. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I see a Q over here. And now, since it's using exponents, I'm going to go ahead and say that's to the first power. So here is our expression rewritten using exponents. 21 to the second power or squared times 47 to the second power or squared times q to the first power. Okay, here is our last example for today's video. We're going to rewrite this expression using exponents. So I'm going to go ahead and circle the bases that I see, and I see all t's. I don't see anything else. So I'm going to go ahead and write t, and there are 4 of those being multiplied by each other. So this is simply just t to the 4th power. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope to see you in another video soon.